Hey, I'm Dr. Dave Hayes, and this is a short rant here looking at BBC's report on the battle in the east in Ukraine. Came across this article, and they visited a Ukrainian artillery unit. And this is here are our intrepid Ukrainian artillerymen who are firing a 1970s vintage 2S1 Soviet howitzer, a 122 millimeter howitzer from the 70s, and the thing, one, it's old, right? That's old. This is a vehicle that if that one wasn't made, that one was probably made before these guys were born. But it's a venerable, reliable weapon, but it's not very long range. It's not very powerful. But I look at this; these guys have this pile of shell casings. And as an old artilleryman, when I see a howitzer with shell casings next to it, I know they've been firing, and they've been firing a while. And it tells me they're in range of the enemy. And I just am like, why are you guys still alive? Right? Why are you, or better yet, why are you still there? You've been firing. I mean, there's even dirt kicked up on top of some of these rounds. So, I mean, you've been in position. And why haven't the Russians fired back? Because the old, when I was in the 80s, when I was ready to do this, we understood, hey, you fire a few shots and then they're going to figure out where you are and they're going to shoot back. So this just tells me that the Russian army, even though, that little old gun is outranged and outclassed by everything the Russians have with them, right? They do not use that gun anymore. They have the arms, they have the reach, but they can't find them, I guess, or they're not organized to do a counter battery thing. These guys are talking about being in position. We have to move every couple of days. I'm like, couple of days? My God, when I was, back in the National Guard in the 80s, if we didn't move twice a day, we thought we were, we knew we were slacking. Yeah. And we were not. The National Guard is fine, but we weren't, frontline troops, right? We were kind of filling this out. And so the thing, now the Ukrainians are not slacking. The Ukrainians are doing what they do. The point is they're allowed to get away with this. So why wouldn't you stay in position for 2 days? And it just tells you the Russians are not doing a good job. They're really just that bad. And if they were fighting an American or European army, if I walked up and saw just 3 or 4 shell casings on the ground and I'd be like, you guys shot those from here? Okay, I'm out. I'll see you guys later because we're about to be visited, right? So this is something that just shocked me as soon as I saw it. And when we look at, what's going to go on, right? This is a map from ISW. Here's the battlefield. This is Sloviansk in the middle. Then we have Kramatorsk, which is where I probably mispronounced that, but that was where the train station was hit. Up here is Izium, and this is the road down, and this is the Kharkiv Oblast, Luhansk Oblast border. And this area is where the Ukrainians are holding. They're holding also down along this line. The Russian goal is to get into Sloviansk and roll up the line, right? And so this is where the battle is going to be. And they're fighting here and they're fighting, right? So this is the front. This pocket, I think, is a very critical place. And when you look at this, looking at the satellite map, there's Izium here. Here's Sloviansk. If we scroll down a little, there's Kramatorsk. Excuse me, that's how we might want to say that. And so this is the same area. And when you look close, on the one hand, when you get to that Kharkiv Oblast border, the Kharkiv Donetsk Oblast border, there's this ridge line that goes on the direct road, and we have wooded hillside about 1,000 meters from the road there getting down. This is what we call a death trap, or it's a kill zone, but it's all my nopes for the day, not going down that road if I was those guys. So that's a harsh, they're okay. They're going to defend pretty well there. But in the rest of this area, when you look, you're seeing all these fields, right? You're seeing how flat and open everything is. And so that really goes back to where, these guys are out in the open without any trees. Yet, when you look at this, here's another article where they were from BBC talking about why is Russia losing so many tanks. And the blog they quote Oryx blog that tracks Russian losses estimates that half Russian losses of tanks have been due to incompetence, running out of gas, maintenance problems, and they abandoned the vehicle. People have driven, they've driven them. The crews aren't well trained, so they drive them into ditches and mud and off a bridge in at least one case. And so, we're seeing that. So we just, it's going to be a tough fight. This is not good terrain. These guys are using old, outdated equipment, but they're just overperforming. And so I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that they can continue to do this and that they are able to, even with their older equipment in the open terrain, keep it going. And when I saw these guys, I said, wow, they really have a shot at this.